Hello friends, welcome. In this video, I will talk about template files. So how we can use template files and what are the template files are there in WordPress which we can use into the theme development and basically template files used to render the content based on the content type. Okay, so let's first understand the template terminology. So template is used in different ways in working with the WordPress theme. So like template files exist in within a theme. Okay, basically because we use the theme to render our content into the front end. There are template hierarchy, which is the like a logic which WordPress use to decide which template files have to load based on the content being requested. Okay, so there are multiple template hierarchy and they have this sequencing like WordPress will check for the templating and then it will have a multiple fallback, and then if no templates are defining like based on the content type, then it will fall back to the index.php file. So don't worry, we will also look about like we will also check the template hierarchy. Okay, and then a page template. So page templates apply to the default post types like pages, post, maybe attachments, and the custom post types as well. Okay, so we can also have a page templates, and there are template parts, or we can say template partials, which we can use to have a separate to define our separate front end page, like the header, the sidebar, the footer. Like in theme functionality we have learned about the sidebar as well. Like sidebar is like the area where, like defining the one of the area into the front end where we want to display or we want to allow our users to display the widgets into the front end, right? And then header and footer, our header part will have a site title, logo, then the search box or the menu and everything, and the footer will have a footer menu, footer sidebar, the copyright text or anything which will be in the footer, right? So WordPress already provides the template partials which we can use to have separate front end, divided the front end or entire HTML content into the different parts, right? So header will have starting of the HTML tag, and then the header tag and the body tag, opening of the body tag. Then other template parts and other template files will have entire content within the body, and then footer.php file will have that close the body tag and then have the end of the HTML tag, right? So this way the entire HTML content have been break down into the template partials and the template files. Okay, so in the classic themes, currently we are learning about classic themes. So in the classic themes, these templates will have these PHP files. Okay, so which will have a mixture of the HTML and the template text. We will learn about template text as well. So template text is meant to WordPress functions which we use to render the content or to display the content, okay, based on the current request. Okay, and in the block themes we will have a HTML file. So if you see here in the template partials, we will have header.html instead of header.php, footer.html, and sidebar.html, which is for used into the cloud block themes. So don't worry about block themes. We will have another course or the video for the full site editing and the block themes. Okay, but currently we are only exploring about the classic themes. Okay, so in the classic theme there are multiple common WordPress template files. Like main is the index.php file, which is the required in all themes, right? Which is the main requirement, so that our like minimum requirement, right? So if any templates do not exist, not available, then WordPress will use index.php as the main template to render the content. Okay, then style.css, which is main style sheet, which is required. Okay, not like it is required to define the theme information like theme name, versioning, and everything, but it's not necessary to enqueue the style.css file into the front end. Okay, so you can keep all the css into the separate file, and then you can use that file, enqueue that file into the front end and load the css files. Okay, then rtl.css, which is like right to left style sheet, is included automatically if the website language text direction is right to left. So let's say in WordPress, we can use in multiple languages, like okay, so if I'm using Arabic or Hebrew, sorry if I pronounced the incorrectly the word. So these languages which have the content direction from right to left. So in that case, this rtl.css file will be loaded, and this file we will use, developers can use to have a separate styling for those languages. Okay, so that we can have a better front end layout and designing for the languages as well. Okay, so and there are multiple template files are there which you can learn from this template files handbook page. Okay, but let me also give you an overview from the 2021 theme, like, and we will go through the all of the template files. Okay, so let me go to the editor here. In the 2021 theme, you can see the multiple templates. So first is the index.php. Okay, so index.php file, which is our main template file. Okay, and this template file will be loaded for our homepage. Okay, so in our homepage, if we go here, so this is the my homepage, we will have list of the blog post. Okay, so by default, WordPress will display blog post page into the as a home page. Okay, and that we can change from the backend as well. Okay, but this template file has been loaded here. So if you want to just simply make sure that whether it's loading or not, I'm just commenting this. Okay, and simply load the page. Now see, our content has gone, so that means this template file have been loaded. Okay, I will also get back to the get template part, why the get template part we have used and why we want to use it. Okay, and what are the best practices for that. Okay, so this is our main index.php template part, where you can see that first we have called a get header. Okay, so this function is used to load the header.php file, which is our template partial for the header. So here you can see the header.php file, where you can see the doc type, then the html, start of the html tag, then head tag, and then the body tag, and then the initial of the php or the or other div tags which we can add. So this entire markup depends on how you want, how you are designing and using the html elements to for your theme. Okay, and if you see, and after the get header, you can see the bunch of the code like header tag and everything, and then at the end they have get footer, which will load the footer.php file. Okay, so here which get footer, and here you can see the end of the this tags, main, primary, and content tag. Then they have load the footer widgets like the sidebar. Then the footer html element has been used to render our navigation menu and few other footer content. And then they are closing the div tag, then the body tag, then html tag. Okay, now you can also notice that this is the wp footer function has been called in the header .php file. We have wp head function called. So these are called these functions are necessary to include, because these functions provide a action. So if you go to the wp head, it called a do action, wp head action. Okay, and these actions you can use to print the scripts or data into the head tag. Okay, so you can have SEO meta title information for SEO, and OG tags, and few other things like including the CSS, font files, JavaScript, everything into the head tag. So as a theme developer, we have to call this function, because most of the plugins and the WordPress relies or uses the WP head action to enqueue or print the scripts. Okay, so calling this function is very important. So you can call this function just before closing up the head tag. And similarly for the footer, this function will call this WP footer action. So if you want to enqueue or add some data into the footer, like if you want to enqueue the JavaScript file into the footer, or print the script or styles, or any other data you want to add into before the closing of the body tag, then in that case you can use the wp footer tag. Okay, and all this function you can see into the wp includes general template.php file, which is the general template text that can go anywhere into the template. Okay, so this file will have all the um uh, all the template tags. Okay, so and also if you notice about the get header, so if you click on a get header, so in the same file the get header function has been executed, and where it accept the name and the arguments, which are the optional name. And if it's name not provided, then it will simply load a header.php file. Else it will have a header hyphen, then whatever the name we have provided, then that header file will be loaded. So that means we can have a multiple different types of header for different pages. Okay, so that is also possible. So for example, let's say I am going to, let me just copy this header.php file, copy and paste. So I'm modifying the 2021 theme, but it's not recommended. Do not modify the parent theme by default, because when there is a next update available for 2021 theme, then our changes will be gone. But I am modifying right now just for a demo purpose only. Okay. So, and about to modify or override the parent theme functionality or the templates, we can create a child theme, which we'll learn in the next upcoming video. Okay. So I'm just currently modifying the 2021 theme for the demo purpose only. So let me just add header, maybe like what I can say, um, header header, like simply I can say header, not header one, for example. Let me just keep the header one. Okay. So now in the index.php file, when I call the header, I will pass one here. Okay. Then the get header function will get the name. Okay. And then based on that name, they will uh, create this file name, header dash whatever name I have passed, and then it will locate a template. Okay. And once this template is found into the theme, then that template file will be loaded. And like in the next video, we will learn how this template files has been loaded, like how WordPress will locate the templates, how WordPress decide what templates needs to be loaded. So entire behind the scene working we will see into the upcoming in the next video. Okay. So now if you let me just remove the site header for now. Let me, in this header one, I don't want to display the site header, for example. So if I go here and reload the page, now you can see the content has been loaded but not our header. Okay. So basically you can modify or have the different headers. Okay. Based on the designs and layouts. So similarly, you can also create a footer.php file. So if I simply need a blank file or the no header and no footer kind of, so I can simply go to the footer.php. Okay, let me just copy, then into paste in the same theme, copy and paste. I will simply add footer one. Okay. And go to the footer one, then go to the index.php file, and here again one you can pass. And in the footer one, let me simply just up commented out the footer widgets. Okay. So currently you can see the footer widgets displayed here. So if I just refresh the page, then footer widgets are gone. Okay. So this way you can have a different type of header and footer for like different pages or the templates everywhere. So this way you can have multiple headers and multiple footers. So it completely depends on how, what kind of designs and layouts are there and you are implementing. But basically, sometimes if developer do not know about it, then simply what they will do, so they will do if else conditions into the same header.php file, and they will see what is the paste, what is the content has been rendering and displaying, and based on that they will decide which element has to be displayed or not from in the header and into the footer, right? But it's not needed. We have like WordPress provides a way to manage the multiple headers and footers, so that we can use. Okay. And similarly for sidebar also, you can have multiple sidebar.php file based on the same name. So go to the template parts, into the footer widgets. Here we have sidebar.one, and we have here, does we have sidebar.php file here? No, we don't have sidebar.php file, so it won't be loaded here. Otherwise it uses the get sidebar function. So if you go to the close these files, here general template, search for a get sidebar. See, so get sidebar. So depends on the different like if you have multiple sidebars displayed into the front end, like and for the different template files, then in that case, similar to the header and footer, you can have a separate sidebar template files as well. Okay. So that would be very helpful to manage it different way. Okay. So yeah, so this way you can have, and simply like in the index.php I have did, you can do similar for the single.php as well. So if I go to the single.php, so this template file to display all the single posts, including the custom post types as well. Okay. Not the page, but the other post and custom post types. Okay. So this template file used, and here you can also in the get header you can pass the name of the header which you want to load, and into the footer as well. And this single.php file will have this loop about have the post and then it will just render going through looping of the wp query post used by the wp query. So if you remember, we have a wp query video, so if you haven't watched that video, please watch that video to understand about the wp query. Okay. And also into the theme handbook, you can go to the classic themes and the loop documentation. Here you will understand why how this loop working have post and while loop with the have post and the dub post function. Okay, so this loop used, and this loop used rely on the global wp query variable, okay, which will have list of the post which will be fetched from the database based on the request. Okay, so that we have talked about into the wp query video, so I'm skipping it for now here. Okay, and the post navigations and the comments, open template files and everything, all these things will be displayed from here. Okay, and we have multiple template like for the comments open. So if I go here, let me just remove this one right now. We need header and footer, so I'm just loading the default header and footer file. Okay, so if I go here and reload the page. Okay, and now we can, let me just go to hello world. Okay, so now you can see the comments. Okay, list of the comment, then the comment form. So everything has been done through the go to the single.php file. Here if the comments open and get comments number, and then the comments template. Okay, so if the comments is open, so whether we want to display the comments, list of the comments or the comment form to the post, and if it's closed but there are comments already there, then in that case they will load a comments template. Okay, so comment templates will see whether this comments.php file exists or not. Okay, so if you go here, we have the comments.php file, the template for displaying the comments, and this template file will be used to display this number of comment, then list of the comments and the comment form. Okay, so this will be used here. So wp list comments, the comment pagination, and the comment form here, the comment form. Okay, so that also you can override. So if you go to the comment form, you can see the internal how it's working and how it's been doing. So if you want to add some filters, then you can use this comment form default fields to modify the fields. Okay, which fields you want to display into the front end or for the comment form. So everything, so you can go through that functions as well to understand more how things are working. But okay, but this is the comments working. So if I go here, go to the edit post. Okay, and let me just go to the settings, and from here I can go to the discussions and allow. I am just this comment uncheck the allow comments. Okay, and then updates. So now if I view the post, now you can see only the list of the comments. Okay, but do and here you can see the message comments are closed because we have disabled the comments from the for that post, hello world post. Okay, but this comment has been displayed because earlier the comments were open and there are few comments added by the users for this post. So like at least it will be displayed, but users won't be able to add new comments because we have closed the comments. Okay, so this way this comments open and get comments number function used to decide whether they have to load the comments or not, and the comments template will simply work for that. Okay, so you can go through these template files after watching this video to understand more how these templates and what other functions have been used. There are multiple functions out there which called conditional tags in the template tags. Okay, thanks for watching. See you on the next one. Jai WordPress.